Tonight on NewsHour Special, Faces in Style, Episode 1, The Story of Katherine Parker. Katherine Parker was born in 1991 to a working-class family in Gimsland and first appeared in commercials for children's products. Through her early teens, she logged a string of small guest spots in films and television. Public recognition arrived in 2008 with the musical show Glorious. Though not the lead, her blonde hair and blue-eyed look proved striking at times, even outshining the lead. At Glorious premiere, it is believed that at this point she is still with her natural look, with soft features, a gently outlined nose, slightly pouted lips, and large expressive eyes. The 17-year-old read younger than her peers and quickly became a girl-next-door icon to many viewers. Then, the momentum turned. Amid parental discord and pressure from her agency to lock in a repeating, blonde ingenue persona, Parker grew increasingly defiant. In 2010, at age 19, she was detained for drug possession and for violent behavior toward her then-boyfriend, and was sent to a compulsory rehabilitation facility. Her mugshot later circulated widely online. Observers noted pronounced bruising from altercations and what appeared to be the first visible shift in her look. Based on lower face shape and shadow beneath her lips, it is plausible she underwent lip and chin fillers. A series of spray tans also left her complexion noticeably less pale, contributing to a more mature appearance. In 2011, following rehab, paparazzi captured her barefaced for the first time in months, igniting fresh online debate on her look, including harsh body-shaming comments. The image diverged sharply from her early sweetness. Weight gain left the face looking slightly drooped, though signs consistent with prior chin augmentation remained visible. Ironically, the notoriety of those years helped her land a lead in the coming-of-age film that later swept the internet. By 2012, The Perks of Being Wildflower, starring Parker as a troubled teen, hit theaters and drew fervent teenage fans. Reports at the time suggested she dieted aggressively for the role to show her best form. Side with her photos in 2008, her nasal width showed no significant change. However, to shed the nice girl impression, she likely received targeted injections at the nasal tip and along the bridge. This is also when, comparing with her original face, her chin appeared notably altered. Meanwhile, the earlier sagging and hollowness across the midface had largely disappeared, and it could be the result of autologous fat transfer. Following the blockbuster success of her film, Parker, still frustrated by stereotype casting, stepped away from scripted projects and turned to a personal reality show. The series ran 4 years, documenting her daily life with celebrity friends. Across that period, she favored jet black hair, deep tanning, and recurrent lip treatments. From the footage, she appears to have adopted an upper lip flip procedure or injection, creating a fuller, more sensuous look that revealed a hint of teeth when the face is at rest. Side-by-side images from 2012 and 2014 suggest her chin filler may have migrated slightly downward, subtly lengthening the face, while the nose showed little change. But by early 2015, on-air appearances indicated a broader nasal look, which is likely the result of fillers absorption or migration or deliberate dissolution, yet her nose from side angles remained notably projected. Her chin, meanwhile, also looked mildly retruded. She might have halted injections in either places, potentially in preparation for rhinoplasty and chin implant procedures. In the 2015 September issue of The House of Mirth, her nose appears to be thinner, but it could be the result of makeup, lighting, and editing. In 2016, a braids plus heavy tan styling choice on the show ignited widespread criticism online, with accusations of blackfishing. On camera, her nose, like how it appeared on The House of Mirth, had to return to pre-2015 contours with sharper lines, which can conclude that it is a result of a thin piece of implant. In 2017, lighting and shadow beneath the lower lip, along with increased chin width, pointed to a likely chin implant surgery. During this period, she also appeared to reduce fat along the lower white lip. The transformation is especially evident when comparing images from 2018 to the behind-the-scenes from 2015. In 2018, Parker launched her makeup line, Beauty Park, to a strong commercial response. In the pictures from the launch party, After the chin implant and lower lip adjustments, the lower face presents a different profile, producing a more projected lower red lip and a sharper, more vertical lower face, addressing the earlier impression of chin retraction due to her slightly overbite structure. By 2021, at the age of 30, Katherine Parker was back with a campaign for the launch of her new All-Day Do collection. In the campaign, with rhinoplasty recoveries stretching up to 4 years, her nose read noticeably more natural. Her cheek had regained some volume, and it appears that she had moved away from the extreme tanning of prior years, which in general secured her a younger presence. The conversation broadened again in 2022. Her look, markedly different from before, yet aligned with mainstream tastes, sparked widespread discussion. At 31, Katherine seemed to return to her natural hair color. Online, the verdict was succinct: same but diff. Looking closely, her outer eye corners and inner brow heads appear subtly elevated, consistent with a surgical brow lift aimed at a younger presentation and a foxy eye look. She also seems to have paused lip injections. The lips look thinner in profile, with faint traces of prior upper lip filler migration still visible. Beyond that, fuller cheeks and a refreshed contour suggest additional soft tissue work, likely deep plane injections that restore volume for a more youthful effect. There were also trade-offs. Viewers noted slightly wider nostrils, a more rotated tip, and a thicker nasal bridge, changes often seen with internal scarring and contracture after implant-based rhinoplasty. Yet the semi-side view tells a softer story: smoother, more continuous lines along the profile, the kind of refinement commonly associated with autologous fat grafting, natural-looking and less prone to a botched appearance. In that same profile, the junction between lower lip and chin appears cleaner, consistent with partial dissolution of earlier lower lip filler. Taken together, the 2021 to 2022 arc points to a strategic pivot: less overt augmentation, more natural finishes, and a calibrated return to features that read youthful on camera while keeping the public, once again, talking. In later interviews, Katherine Parker said she no longer wanted to be a talking point for her appearance. She spoke of a simpler life ahead and of doing subtraction to her face. Soon after, her campaign for Western Buffalo ignited a storm and eventually led to the downfall of her career. An ad was accused of carrying eugenicist messaging, triggering widespread backlash. The campaign also renewed scrutiny of her appearance. On screen, her nasal shape appeared strikingly different, suggesting the likely removal of an implant. But since internal scarring and capsular contracture are notoriously difficult to undo, and if early procedures reduce cartilage or soft tissue, the overall silhouette can remain similar. The most visible shift was a sharp decrease in lip volume. Her lips looked nearly back to their original size. Because her earlier upper lip flip was likely achieved through fat excision, that feature can only soften over time through natural skin remodeling or with new filler. Side profiles further suggested a partial removal of her chin implant. What followed was nearly a plateau of her career. In 2027, at the age of 36, paparazzi photos resurfaced, and the public reaction was swift. The old sweetness is back. She seemed to show only the signs of natural aging: mild ptosis, with prior fillers largely absorbed. The chin may have retained some material, or not all of the implant was removed. Her lip shape, meanwhile, appeared to have returned to baseline. In 2028, she posted pictures with her newborn son and shocked the internet, since there has not been a single sign of a marriage, let alone a pregnancy. In her social media pictures, her features looked close to their early form. She said that with a new life in the family, she no longer feared growing older, and that the marks of her own aging have given many women the courage to accept theirs.